Uma. What's goody to the God and the goddesses, and what's poppin' to my people? Yeah, well, like we always do about this time. Let's, well, y'all gonna take forever, so I don't know why I don't never notice how messy my shit is until y'all get here. Just like a nigga. So I'm gonna clean up. Cause y'all can't see this shit. So it ain't none of your business what's going on over here. Now, in the meantime, between time, what's goody? They, boy, I tell you, every time I come in front of this goddamn camera, it seems like the information is worse than the last year. And I don't even see how that could be possible. Because we done dealt with some heinous shit around here. Uma. Peace to the kings and queens. I can never see y'all for like the first 10 minutes. So I just really pretty much talk to my goddamn self and just assume y'all there. I don't know shit. I'll be in the dark for a few minutes. But, we gonna get busy tonight is what we are gonna do. It's the Tuesday night takeover, and I've been told this is when I talk the most shit. Now, I don't know how true that is, because I talked a bucket of shit Sunday, so I don't know how true that is. But I do know one thing. I be feeling a little aggressive on Tuesdays. You know, Tuesday is Tia, the god of war. So Tuesday is a war day. That's why I picked this day. You're supposed to go to war on Tuesdays. If you're going to wage war on somebody, Tuesday is a good day to do it. It's a good energy day for violence. And I'm definitely going to, this definitely be informational war every time I come up here. Y'all don't be wanting no smoke, though. Go and get somebody. Get your peoples. Yeah. Go and get somebody. Get your peoples. Tell everybody. I don't care. And another thing, what time is it? Cause y'all ain't got nothing but a couple minutes, man. I cut my dinner in half for this shit. I was gonna get right back to it. But I know if I'm on time, y'all gonna be late. If I'm late, then you was on time. This is how y'all play. Oh shit. You know what? This might be a wrap for this whole thing. It might be a wrap for this. What am I saying? Hold on now. Uma. Now it's starting to, oh shit. People, I don't be seeing shit. Y'all done came and left and came back. All right, now I'm hungry. Don't play with me. I'll get on up out of here and finish this goddamn vittles. Y'all already got me under, well, I ain't saying I do smoke, but I'm saying if I did, y'all be fucking with that time too. So shit. What about the sacrifices that I make? The sacrifices that I make to provide for y'all. Sound like one of them niggas from the 70s that wrote Denzel played when he snapped on his kid. I gave you shelter. Y'all playing. I'm finna go eat. Look. Oh shit, where my pen at? I got a nicotine pen. I could use my nicotine pen. Hell no. Them things is like $60 a pop. Y'all crazy the motherfucker. Y'all be smoking that shit. My son bought a pack of them on my credit card one day and like they got fucked up. Them shits ain't cheap, man. Y'all crazy the motherfucker. What, who that? Stay on my shit now. Alright, y'all. I can't see nobody. I don't even know if y'all here. I feel like I'm talking to myself. My phone keep going in and out. So I think I'm finna. Hold on. I think I'm finna I'm finna. Oh, okay. See, I can't see shit. It took Jay to come in here and share the video. Hot dang it. Wait a minute. Hold on. Nefertiti. How the hell somebody shared a video before you? Queen Nefertiti. You was the first name popped up. How somebody shared this thing before you? You see them fingers? Yahuda. Oh, I can see y'all now. Are y'all lucky? I was finna get up out this joint. I was finna get up out this joint. I thought wasn't nobody here. Because, you know, they don't show my shit for a minute. Yeah, y'all come in, hit the like, hit the share. That's the only way I know to start the party. If shit don't start flashing across the screen, I be ready to go and not smoke pot. Yeah. How the hell you go to a party and don't knock at the door? Let me know you in this bitch. Let me know you in this thing so I can talk about y'all weak ass president. That's why I ain't know what. Oh, I forgot. I gotta stop putting certain shit on the flyers. Anytime I'm gonna talk about certain shit that I know y'all touchy about, I'm gonna lie on the flyer. I'm gonna put strippers on the flyer. The room will be packed. If I put strippers on the flyer, it'll be packed. When I put that one flyer that had the little pole dancer on there, it was 20 people in the room immediately. Y'all thought, I don't know what y'all thought. You know damn well I don't be talking about no strippers. But y'all came in and y'all flooded this bitch. That just show you how y'all brain work. You're twisted. I'm going to start putting weird shit on the flyer just to make y'all come see. Because I know certain shit make y'all run. You thought I wasn't going to get on your president. Is what you don't want me to do. Yeah, I know. You don't want me to talk about that sucker because you voted for him. And I brought this up before, too. Ain't none of y'all came and apologized to me, too. And I accept cash apps. If you can't muster up the gumption to cuss me out and apologize the same way you cussed me out and was talking that shit, I do accept cash apps. And we ain't even got to talk about it. We just keep it moving. Go and slide your boy a hot 10. Some of y'all should slide me 50 for that shit y'all was talking. But I'll take 10 and up. Cash at me and we'll squash the beef. That's how they do it in a rap game. A lot of y'all pretend y'all rappers anyway. I'll put Lil Bro on 80% of the rap game. I'll put Lil Bro on 80% of the rap game. And if anybody look like they won't smoke, we'll both put you in the dust. So since y'all pretend y'all rappers, we gonna play it like rappers. For those of y'all who want to apologize to me about that Biden bullshit, but you don't want to do it publicly, and you don't want people to really know you did it, you can cash at me 10 and upward, and I ain't gonna say nothing. But keep in mind, if you one of them ones that was talking real funky, I'm not accepting your 10. If you, put it to you this way, if you cash at me 10 and you get it back, that means I need 50 about you. And it's not extortion, but that means you went a little too hard and you was way too wrong. That's only for certain people, a handful of y'all. Everybody else 10 is cool. But if that 10 come back, don't you dare. If you inbox me talking about what's this 10 for, I'm putting you on blast. If you send me that 10 and I send it back, and you dare inbox me talking about, God, what happened? I'm putting that whole interaction screenshot. How about that? Now, and another thing too, So, a black man drove his car into the I can't even get this shit out, man. A black man drove his car right into white folks shit into the Capitol building. Just that's what's up. Let me ask y'all a question. How many niggas do you know that have ever... No, let me rephrase the question. You know, this is more for the guys. The queens, y'all could just sit back and peep the convo. I'm sure you got great insight, but this is kind of a guy moment for it. Just give us a second. So to my partners. So we sitting back how we be. Sometimes we be smoking, sometimes we be sipping. And you know, we get to jacking and telling stories and talking about who'll do what and how they'll do it and all that type of shit. And you know, I be done did this and I be done did. You know how we do sometimes. In the midst of all that, I be done did this and I be done did that. Was you ever in a conversation with somebody that was like, and shit, I just run a nigga over and kill myself if I gotta get to him? You ever heard any threats like that in your conversations with people? You personally? And what I'm trying to ask is, do black men think ever? Have you ever been in an audience of black men and one of them thought that the way that he was going to get one of his enemies was just suicide drive and hope it work out? Okay, me neither. Y'all my people. I fuck with y'all, so I gotta ask. I don't want to assume nothing, because we be having some weird ass conversations sometimes. Okay, so now that we know that that's not, man, get the fuck out of here. White people tell y'all anything. That's just what I need to come out and say. And the only reason why I say it like that is because of this right here. Ya'u. See, I frequently put myself in other people's shoes. So, like for instance, when somebody tell a lie, or what I perceive to be a lie, I try to envision myself saying that same thing and how I would have said it if I was telling the truth or if I was lying. And the reason why I do that, especially with white people, is because of this. I be, honestly, all bullshit aside, I be completely fucking amazed at the psychotic psyche of the powerful white man. See, y'all gotta walk with me for a second. He think different. No bullshit. White men, there's a difference between the white men that y'all mad at and the white men that I'm talking about. There's a difference. You mad at damn near any white man that ain't like a white man you know and you deem cool with black people. Past that point, you don't like white men at all. But I'm not mad at every white man, because I realize that a lot of white men are fucking idiots. And I feel more pity for them than anything in a lot of instances. Just hear me out. But there's a particular white man. There's a particular species of white man. The white man with extreme amounts of money. That guy. He think different. That white guy will wake up one day and just start kidnapping prostitutes and killing them and doing science experiments on them. And then he will concoct the story of a crazed serial killer that's on the loose doing this. In reality, it's an institution of white men that are doing this shit for science projects. Why are they doing this shit for science projects? Who the fuck knows? Just because they got enough money to do the shit and blame it on somebody else. Other people don't think like that. Normal people don't sit around and say, you know what? Even though I created prostitution, I would like to kidnap prostitutes and experiment on them. Why not? I got enough money to do it. Nobody can stop me, so hey, have at it. And then it happens. That's how his mind works. So you think his mind works different, but it doesn't. He wakes up, he realizes that he has more money than God because he created your concept of God. And then he realizes that there's absolutely no barrier between him and anything he can fathom. And then the sick shit begins. So he literally just wakes up and says, you know what? I'm going to take a bunch of people to an island, butt naked, let them run around, and me and my friend are going to put on masks and chase them with weapons. And when we catch them, we're going to kill them. And somebody's going to say, why? He's going to say, I don't know, we're bored. So, all right, great, Brett, let's do it. That white guy. This is the sick-ass society that you part of. And that's why I went on that tangent, because when I say shit like that, y'all think like he just talking crazy. I got footage of this shit. See, when they ask you, does art imitate life or does life imitate art? You haven't, hear me when I say this, you haven't seen anything on fictional movies that isn't either real as fuck or on the way to be. And I mean anything. Let me ask you this. And this has got nothing to do with nothing, but this is just a question. The biggest movie in the history of cinema is the Star Wars series. And we up to Star Wars 97 or some shit. This shit been going on for 50-something years. And if you ever watch one, you ain't got to know what's going on, because truthfully, I don't got a fucking clue what's going on either. Absolutely. Peace. But what I do know is this. When you watch that weird shit, there's all kind of planets, galaxies, stars, ships, monsters and species, and all of this shit. So my question is this. Where do you think all of those different creatures and races and species come from? Do you think, honestly, that some white man just sat around for years and created monsters inside of his head and was able to just bring that to life? That's what you think. You cannot create something from that which you do not have. So I'll just let that sit there. Now, what I'm saying with all this is this. It's all, they got this saying, they say the whole world is a stage. You're starting to see that play out, and it's getting sloppy as fuck. And y'all missing the fucking show. This is why I be laughing all the time. Like, y'all sit back, and I can see y'all. Y'all inbox me, and we have conversations in here, and a lot of y'all be nervous and leery about what's going on. And on one hand, you should be nervous. On the other hand, you would be a lot less nervous if you just paid attention. It doesn't stop with us right here. I'm just a spark. You got to keep doing this after we leave here. You got to look into things. You got to question things. You got to believe nothing and question everything. So, I was watching Joe Biden, right? But see, the problem is, y'all don't really watch this shit. Like, you're not going to sit back and watch a Biden press conference on your own, unimpeded, Don't let nobody else tell you what to think. Just sit down and watch it for yourself. And the problem is, we need more base core information about what's really going on for it to start to make sense. Nothing. Okay. This is not real. Let's just start there. And when I say that, what I mean is this. Of course it's real because you physically dealing with it. Yahu Umar. But it's not real as in, if you see it on TV, it's not real. Y'all got to stop with that. Thank you, Queen. Thank you. If you see it on TV, it's not real. And that's what's killing us. None of it is real. Because there's a whole world that they have created for you to invest and believe in. It's all connected, but none of it is real. So the problem is, you get overwhelmed and you think it can't be, this can't be wrong, this can't be wrong, and that can't be wrong. Y'all be like, why you hate every holiday? When we supposed to be able to enjoy ourselves? I can't always be in a bad mood. I'm not always in a bad mood. Y'all see, I come here and tell y'all horrific shit and be cracking up. Because I get the game. It's a game. There's no... Everything is controlled. Just like if we really, when I say take it further, I watched and I sent it to one of my brothers. I went back and I was looking for some information, and I went back and I watched the Corona Connection thing I did. And I said to myself, on some real shit, like not all bullshit aside, if I could have ever got black folks to watch that, we didn't have, we don't be having 10, 20 people. If we could ever stop being selfish, hit the like, share the information, and come together and understand what's at stake, man, these people would be in trouble. Like, I go back and I watch the videos. Y'all probably don't. I watch them not to toot my horn, but I have to critique myself. I have to make sure that whatever information I gave a couple months ago, I didn't lie. I got to constantly do checks and balances. And I listen to certain shit that I said, ain't no way they really heard that part. Because I'm giving you what you can reference, but it's like, Corona Connection was the one I put the slides in. So anybody who was on my Patreon, they had that video with the slides. Now YouTube took it down. Think about that. I put up a video about the coronavirus being fake with slides and facts. Now it's different. Hear me out. When I'm talking right now and I ain't got no evidence, you could easily say he lying and take it down. But they never do. And we be saying all kind of shit. But the one that I did, the first time I ever did it was with the Corona Connection. I've done it 3 times since then, but the first time I ever did it was with the Corona Connection. I talked it here and I gave you the slides. Then I went and put the slides in and put it on my Patreon. So for everybody who was on my Patreon, you got to see it with the slides. Like 48 hours later, they took it down and threatened my YouTube channel. Why? Because there was something in there. I got 130 videos on YouTube. One of them, I got a strike about the corona, and I got a strike saying something about Biden. Think about that. Them the 2 times I got in trouble. I said something about Biden and I said something about Corona. But the Corona had the slides in it. So how you going to tell me, how you going to fact check and say my information bogus when I provided the information with the sources? So that lets you know it was just something that goes against what they want y'all to know. Let me show you how they fuck with our brain. I was coming out the building today. I seen the white girl walk into the building. I seen her walk out and walk in. She got a face mask on, but she got on no socks and shoes on her feet. She walked all the way across the parking lot to her vehicle and walked all the way back with her face mask on. You let somebody convince you that the filthy ass concrete is safer than the air? The air has its own filtration system that keeps us alive. Air can't be dirty. It cleanses itself. But the ground is safe. You see where we at? This is psychology though. Because we can't say she don't give a fuck about her safety. Obviously she cared. This is psychology. Now, they get to the point where they don't even value your opinion no more. They don't care what you think. They don't care if you, like, they got enough people convinced of the bullshit that the ones that they don't convince, they don't give a fuck no more. And the show must go on no matter how sloppy it's getting. But by it getting so sloppy, that lets you know they're rushing for something. You gotta think about that. It's been going so smooth for so many years, hundreds of years. And now all of a sudden, they gotta move quickly and they getting sloppy. Why they gotta move so quickly? None of what you seeing on your fucking TV is real. And that's what you gotta stop doing. You gotta stop looking at shit on TV. You gotta stop. Okay, if you go on this damn YouTube, this is where most of us get shit from. YouTube is the new TV. Okay, if you go on YouTube and you see a video that you like with some information on it, you gotta look at who is the channel by. Now, look at the logo on the channel. Look at the name of the person who the channel's by. Tap onto that and get into their business. Who the fuck just gave you this information? Y'all don't do that. If you listening to something and they saying it's going like this and it's going like that, okay. Get your ass on Google and every single thing that they say that you don't know. Hear me when I tell you. Every single thing, when you listening to a lecture or a documentary or somebody giving you something, some information, do not listen to the information, like what they saying, and then just accept it. Every single thing that interests you, every single thing that you do not understand, get to digging. This is how we find out if we right. I've gotten information from people that was dope as hell, and then I get into the business of the person and find out what they doing. Sometimes people feed you a couple good things just to steer you in a certain direction. So when you sit back and you look at these things, media is not here for you. I sat back, and first of all, let's deal with this. Before I deal with the president, let's deal with this crash bullshit, because it's a black man. And what's the first thing they start hollering? Two things happen. So we got to pay attention to what's going on in our world, because it affects you whether you think so or not. Now, it's a couple things happen. When the person crashed into the building in D.C., now keep in mind, they just faked a fucking invasion in the Capitol building. If you don't think they faked that D.C. shit, something is really wrong with you. You should watch it again. That's the fakest shit ever. That was so fake. I'm really disappointed that America fell for that. You actually, in one of the shots, you actually could see the cameraman following them up the stairs. Why the fuck is a cameraman following it's an attack. It's an invasion. It's one nigga with a nightstick swatting. What the fuck was that? It was horrible. But either way it go. But they riding the wave and they saying it's an attack on the nation's capital. They keep saying attack. And then they told you two people died from the incident. Now, it's a reason why they doing that. Now, watch this. Now, after that happened, they barricaded that building up and fenced it in. And what they've been doing, Yahoo. Now, what they've been doing, I had a pleasure of moving around the country. And when I'm traveling, what I'm seeing in every major city downtown, they're putting up fences and they got the National Guard, armed guards in army gear with army trucks outside walking around downtown. But it's fenced in. But they still walking around with their choppers out. This is where people work at and go to work at every day. And they got to look at military men with choppers out. It ain't been no riots in a year. What the fuck the National Guard still doing in all these major cities? Now, they had that same setup in D.C. Now, the people didn't like it. They said that the Capitol building being fenced in, we don't feel that don't look right. We don't feel right like that. So they took it down. Now, this is how these people play. Now, all of a sudden, somebody crashed into the spot where the fence got removed from. And the first thing they say is, it was first reported as a white man. The very first station that reported on it, reported it as a white man. And then they said, oh, we got it wrong. It was a black man. Y'all better start fucking paying attention to these people. Then the narrative was it was a black man. But what's to come of this? What's to come of this? Now they crying, you see, we should have kept that barricade up. Now they got these interviews. Anytime you see a major incident and an interview, the first people on the spot work for them. I'm telling you, you got to think about this. Okay, it's so many people, especially in this day and age, that don't rock with the government. The camera people cannot just put the camera in anybody's face and let them say whatever. You're crazy. The first couple people, even if you don't know it, even if they seem like they could be with the rioters. Did y'all forget old girl that said, it's a revolution? And then they caught her with the onion inside her thing, faking the crying. That was at the D.C. shit just a little while ago. The one who they did the interview caught her on the side. She said she was part of it. She said she's down with the revolution. And then somebody caught her faking it. So what I'm saying is, this happens a lot. Now, the dude who had the horns on his head that was walking through there, they dropped the cartoon and said that was in the episode of The Simpsons. Then we did the research and seen that was never an episode of The Simpsons. Who made it up though? See, my shit is never ending. I'm never satisfied with the information. I'm going to keep going. Now I want to know who took the time to mimic a Simpsons cartoon and send us in that direction. For what purpose? Everything's got a thing. Then they told you, oh, Nancy Pelosi's computer came up missing. Come on, man. We got to stop being gullible. The only reason why they told you that computer shit, because we fell for it with Hillary a year before. So the computer shit's been working for the last couple of years. They're going to use it again. But you got to think, Nancy Pelosi, see, these is not stupid people. We stupid for thinking they stupid, and they're in charge of ruling over us. Okay, every politician you see, all of these athletes, all of these entertainers, don't you understand that they're special picked? There's millions of people that want to play in the NBA. How do people get chosen in the draft? You think just because he can play ball real good? It's a lot of niggas. I take you to the projects right now. I got a nigga that can whoop anybody on any team on any court. It's a lot of niggas that can play basketball. He here for a reason. Because he gonna keep the secret. Y'all will be surprised. You know about these athletes. What do you know about their parents? You know a lot of these athletes' parents be old celebrities. Do you know how many celebrities it is and how many famous musicians it is that you don't know? Just like now. It's tons of underground rappers, thousands, that's living well and you will never hear of them. Okay, it's always been that way. So making it don't necessarily have to mean making it. Some people take their little career, get bag off of it, open up stores and shit, and be rich as hell. And they got plaques and shit on their wall. A lot of artists write and make millions just writing songs for people. It's a lot of ways to get money. Just because you never heard of them don't mean they famous. So what's my point? The children of these people is who go. You think they random. Who is the Megan Thee Stallion? Her mama used to be a rapper. A lot of these people used to be somebody. You just don't know it. Most of Hollywood, these people is cousins, man. Fucking Tom Hanks is a Rothschild. You just don't be knowing. Mark Zuckerberg is a Rothschild. Adolf Hitler was a Rothschild. That's what I'm saying. These people be related. We got pictures of Obama with the Bushes when he was a little baby. They holding him, kissing on him and shit when he was a baby. How did that happen? His stepdaddy used to do business with them. They made billions selling oil. Saturo. So that's what I'm saying. These be families. If you got all the money in the world, you raise your kid won't do shit else, you put him in acting school. He want to be a degenerate, send him to Hollywood. He can be a fucking degenerate, just play the role. This is how they filter out everybody. So everything you see, the reason why it's like this thing where they can keep it to themselves is because it's family. What the fuck they gonna tell you for? Fuck you. That's the whole thing. You got this sense of obligation like somebody owe you. The fuck you. You're there. You're here to consume. You exist to consume and be dominated. Everybody is a prey. They are the elites, the actors. You here to pay homage to them. Without you, they wouldn't exist. So they need people to worship them. And if you knew who they really were, you wouldn't. So they have to give you a facade to worship. The money, the women, the lifestyle, the fast lane. So they create an empire of just spending money on senseless shit, and you get addicted to it. Because the sex and the drugs enhance the bullshit. But realistically, most of them are fuck-ups. That's how they ended up in Hollywood. Their parents didn't know what the fuck else to do with them. They'd rather you be a politician, but hey. So now, what I'm saying is this. We study looking at shit and thinking it's real, and it's not. There is no fucking, first he was white, now he's black. Why'd you report him white? Who makes a mistake like that? If you make a mistake, it's going to be the other way around. You're going to say a white boy was a black dude before you say the other. Who the fuck ever mistake a white man for a black man? That don't never happen. It go the other way a lot. So now, this the thing. They're putting up National Guards everywhere. And they want these Capitol buildings fenced in. And once they fence them in, they can justify bringing the National Guard out. Because if the National Guard just walking around policing the people going to get itchy and scream. And they scared of us. So they have to keep doing it to the way you accept it. The way you accept it is if they give you probable cause. So now since y'all done bought into this shit, this Capitol attack, now they're going to hit you with the car crash. Another officer dead. We have to do something. What are they screaming now? they started talking about gun control, and the man didn't have a weapon. What the fuck? They said he got out with a knife and the police shot him to death. A knife gets you shot to death. We seen the footage of the white dude swatting at the police with the knife, and they talked to him for 45 minutes. This is a thing, and you gotta pay attention. I watched this dude speak. And if there's ever been a bigger fucking idiot, y'all had the nerve to call Donald Trump an idiot. Those same people, I don't hear a fucking thing out of right now. This, hands down, it's gotta be the dumbest white man ever. Did this man say he been in the Senate for 120 years? Live! He said, since the last 120 years, I've been in the Senate. The only thing about that is, I feel like he's telling the truth. I feel like he slipped up, but not the way y'all think. I feel like this nigga really is a fucking 120 years old. I don't know how, I don't know what, but I swear to y'all, I feel like Joe Biden is probably 120 years old, and they just don't want to tell us. Who the fuck? And is this nigga sitting behind the podium with flashcards, my nigga? Like real live flashcards, bro. Bro, he had fucking flashcards, my nigga. Are you? Wait. I can't even get this shit out. That's why I tried to wait for him, because I think I'm going to struggle with most of this shit. So you're going to have to watch it again and chop it or edit me later. This nigga, hey, look, he said, I asked my staff to write it down for me. I have it here somewhere. Oh my God. He pulled out some flashcards, bro, and started reading them bitches. Whoa, white Jesus. He pulled out some flashcards out of his suit pocket and started reading them bitches. And this is who I had to argue with y'all over. I literally argued with y'all for a year straight for this. And you know what? Y'all was right. Because there's no other way I would have had the privilege of watching this bullshit. Because I don't think I would have just watched no speeches, a Joe Biden speech under any other circumstances. But you should try it, I swear. If you're in a bad mood, look, I swear to God, I'm serious. If you get in a bad mood at any point during tomorrow, just look up Joe Biden graphs. That's what it's going to say, Joe Biden graphs. Look that up, GRAPH, I think, or something. Some shit like that. Check that out and watch what the fuck happened. That shit will make your day. It's impossible to have a bad day after 20 minutes of Joe Biden. I swear to God. I swear to God. So, hey, look. The nigga, when you look around at the press, it's like six press members in there. They standing 100 feet apart with face masks on, asking him the most docile fixed questions ever. He got a piece of paper. He said, I know I got it here somewhere. And he looking for the piece of paper. And I'm thinking, like, what is this nigga trying to find? And when he find the piece of paper, it's telling him which reporters he can talk to. This nigga got a sheet to let him know which reporters he's allowed to speak to. Oh, Lord. Why? We're going to get to the why in a minute. Wait a minute. I gotta have some more fun with this. So now, he said, what did this motherfucker say? He was getting ready to go heavy on you. And he was setting it up so he could make a real deep point on you. And so he had to set it up first. And he said, this is probably going to be something extremely radical I'm about to say. But you just, when it's time for you to go for it, and you really want to get it going, and you got that, never mind. That nigga was mid-highlight of his moment. They all got moments in their speeches. A speech is it's graphing in a certain way where you got ups and downs. So you build into one of your ups, and right in the middle of that motherfucker, he forgot everything. He said, oh, well, just forget it. We're going to make some things happen. How the fuck, bitch, how am I supposed to believe you going to make anything happen? You can't even make this fucking conversation happen. Oh, my God. Did y'all really go out and vote for this white man? Why won't nobody talk to me is what I want to know. That's what I want to know from y'all. I lost a lot of respect for y'all because if it was me, I would have been mad enough to face y'all. After Trump lost, I took it like a man. I even admitted I was wrong about some things in front of the whole world. I manned up. But you motherfucking Democrats, y'all just run around here and keep acting like this motherfucking man ain't slower than a three-legged race. And it's getting worse. But this the thing. Here's the thing, though. Let's flip the quarter on the other side for a second. If we could clearly see he's demented and down there out of it, and they're reporting about it on every news station, why is he here then? Because the information, hold on one second, y'all. The information about him being senile and out his motherfucking rabbit ass mind, we been knew that. We been knew he was crazy in the motherfucker. So, hey, them cards had me fucked up though, bro. When he pulled out the motherfucking cards, bro. And then, but look though, wait, you gonna take me back now. Look though, he said, I asked my staff to prepare him for me. I got him here somewhere. I didn't know what he was talking about. This nigga pulled out flashcards. And when you ask him a question, he read that bitch directly up off the card, the answer. You ask the president of the free world a question of extreme importance. And before he answer you, he looked down at a written response. How the fuck do the flashcard know what the question gonna be? How the fuck is the answer to a reporter's question on Joe Biden's flashcard? This the part we not dealing with. So now, but let's think about this for a second though. Because this is where I peel it back a little bit. We see something wrong with him. The whole world sees something wrong with him. The news is reporting something's wrong with him. So back to why is he here? This is what we don't want to deal with. Because you would like to think it's a fuck up. And I keep telling you, these people don't fuck up the way you think. They fuck up. But anytime it's blatantly obvious, something ain't right. Now, you are about to experience the shakedown. Joe Biden will never make it 4 years. I bet $1,000 to whoever want to take it right now. Joe Biden will never see 4 years. He will never be alive in 4 years. I don't believe it. And if so, then I just lose $1,000. I don't see it. I can't see it. And this is why they're making him look like a fucking idiot. They're allowing him to look like an idiot because either he's going to come up dead or he's going to be forced to step down because he's going to make so many fuck ups. It's going to be blatantly honest and they're going to give him some type of honorable discharge deal and get him up out of there. He's not going to make it 4 years. And yeah, he might already be dead. You ain't lying because that 120-year shit, I kind of believe it. So that might not even be Joe Biden. But whoever that is ain't going to make it 4 years. They want Kamala in the White House because that woman is pure D evil and she doesn't like black people. And this what y'all don't get. And she got the queen sucking in the most because y'all think she's a black woman. But yes, Kamala's going to be the president. Kamala's definitely going to be the president. But you're getting steered in a direction. And they're making you participate. And so therefore you get blinded by your participation because all they got to do, they know where your weakness is at because they created them. Anytime it deals with racism, you still sensitive because you don't understand racism. So all they got to do is deal with racism in any kind of way. Sexism and racism, and you weak for that. Anytime they tell you that they denying the black woman something, she's not a black woman. But she got you thinking like that. And then she put on her Converse with her suits and shit, and y'all just fall for that goofy shit. And then she got caught lying, talking about when she used to listen to Tupac and them in college, and we find out this old heifer, when Tupac, when she was in college, Tupac and them wasn't even out yet. This is a game they play because they know what you fall for. This is a game. Now, the biggest thing going on, like I told y'all, like this right here. And I want to deal with this for a reason. Let's go back to the Nancy Pelosi thing for a second. I just want to show y'all something. Okay, they said Antifa was a part of that, whatever that was in DC. Oh yeah. I was gonna get to that, but yeah, he say, just give me a second. That's where I'm going with what I'm finna do. So now, now with the Nancy Pelosi thing, they said Antifa was there. Now, according to them, Antifa is basically a group that's trying to take the government down. That's this group that's supposed to be anti-American, and they trying to overthrow the government. See, you watch so much fucking TV that you can't put things into perspective properly. TV make things way too simplistic. Do you understand what it takes to overthrow a government as sophisticated as the United States? You have to have top of the line everything to even consider it. So that means you got top of the line military people. You got top of the line intel is the biggest thing. And top of the line technology. You need technology and intel to even consider such a thing. So my point is this right here. 100% without a doubt, DC was fake. when they stormed the damn Capitol building. So Antifa would have never got involved with that if they were a real organization, because they would have got the intel that this is not a real thing. So why would we hijack something that's not even a real thing and get ourselves caught up in some false flag shit? So Antifa, if they were what you thought, they would have steered clear away from that facade. I'm telling you, when it happened, I showed y'all everything, blow by blow. When they're running up the stairs, the cameraman get caught in it. It's called it's your cross filming. When you got two cameras filming, y'all know I'm a director. When you got two cameras filming from opposite directions, you will take two shots. One of them is gonna get him in it, but the one that gets him in it is only because that shot you'll be using his camera on. So you shoot the scene twice. One from your direction and one from his. But you're going to get him in one of them. When they uploaded the footage, they uploaded the wrong one. I'm telling y'all, I do it for a living. That's the only reason. And once they uploaded it and told you it was live, they can't undo it. It was just so quick, they got to hope you don't catch it. And if you do, then they just going to wing it and make a lie. But this how you know I'm telling the truth. Because when the scene started, the security guard, the black dude, when they busted through the door, he had to go and pick his stick up off the floor. Why was his stick on the floor? Because the scene hadn't started yet. So somebody started the scene before they was ready. And then they made two copies, and when they was putting it up and told you it was live, they simply just used the wrong copy. I've done it 1,000 times. Because when you shooting a scene, it'd be like 50 clips for one scene. And you got to sort through all 50 clips. And you might have 4 or 5 of them that's similar as fuck, except for one little thing. And then you'll narrow it down to those 4. And lo and behold, 1,000 times out of them 4, I've accidentally uploaded the wrong one to y'all and had to take it down in the morning and undo it. And that's been times when I was giving y'all shit and it was late, because when I wake up the next day and look at it, I didn't put the wrong clip in there. That's how I know. No bullshit. They just uploaded the wrong clip. The DC shit was fake. So now check this out. Now they tell you Trump had some people go in there and grab Nancy Pelosi's laptop. And the laptop has some secret shit on there. Okay, what happened? Another nothing burger. Nothing with the laptop. Again, nothing. Nancy Pelosi be on TV every night talking stupid shit with her crooked ass face. You really think this woman finna go to jail? No. It's a nothing burger. It's a game. It's to draw you into the, oh no, the laptop again. Because Trump was on his way out. They had to give y'all some more suspense on the way out. He gone. Now, they might bring him back in 4 years to let him bang against Kamala, but I doubt it, because he would beat the brakes off of Kamala. So, ain't no way. I think it's the last you're going to see of him. He's just going to be a sideline boogeyman. The fucking Biden mentioned this man 10 times in the goddamn speech. The reporter mentioned him once and he lost it. And then one time he said, oh, I sure miss him. What the fuck does that mean? My predecessor. Oh, I sure miss him. I'm telling you, listen. This is a game. What y'all watched in 2020 was the greatest movie ever. What you watching in 2021 is what you see all the time. Sequels never live up to the first movie. This is part 2 of the movie you seen in 2020. And it fucking sucks. My guess is they switched directors. That's what they always do. A new director buy the sequel and fuck it up completely. Because this is a shadow of the movie we seen last year. The movie last year had all kind of ups and downs and thrills and spills and chills. And this is trash. And what they did is rock you to sleep and they finna use you. Now, here's the problem with the Nancy Pelosi thing and the Republican statement he made. They're setting you up for something. When I told y'all before, anytime I could convince you that a billionaire is dumber than a poor person, My job is 80% done. Y'all let people convince poor people. A nation full of poor people who don't even know, half of us don't even know where we getting our next whatever the fuck from. And we sit back in our living room on our bum-ass jobs or with our bum-ass hustles critiquing people who make billions a day. And you thinking like, how could you dare say somebody who make $100 million a day is a dummy? I don't give a fuck what you think about what he say in a speech. That's because you think TV real. That's the only reason why you can call a billionaire a dummy, because you think TV real. Otherwise, why would you say such an idiotic statement? Do you know what it takes to run $1 billion business? No, you don't. You don't have a fucking clue. Neither do I. I just know it takes more than what we know. It's just that simple. So once you convince people of that, then you can start convincing people of stupid shit like Nancy Pelosi, who been in this shit for 50 years. She been in politics for 50 years as a woman. Okay, let's go back 50 years. That's the 70s or some shit. 70s or 80s, she been in politics that long. Do you know what it was like for a white woman in the 70s and 80s to be involved in any fucking thing? He treated her like a nigga. Okay, so you had to be cut different to survive. You in a chauvinistic snake pit before women's rights is all over the place. It's different now. Women got all kind of free. Women had slightly more rights than niggas. Put it to you this way: the black man could legally vote before the white woman. Think about that. We was a slave. He let his goddamn cattle vote before his wife. This just show you how he feel about women. He let his goddamn property. He done had property for years, went through all kind of strife and freedom, and gave him rights before he gave his woman any. The only thing she had to do, the right to do, was tell on him. So you got to think about that. She made it through that era. You can't be no idiot. And for one, and for two, you know the game. 40, 50 years in the snake pit. You know the fucking game. You're not leaving no goddamn laptop with dirty secrets around. For what? Especially when this nigga been tweeting since November. We're not going to stand for it. If you think you're going to take this country, you got another thing coming. He talked tough as hell. That bitch gone, and y'all fell for it. I fell for it too. Well, I ain't fall for the tough talk. By that time, I was off the ship. I told y'all, I'm not with that DiCaprio shit. I'm not going down with the Titanic. Fuck that. I'm getting off the boat. I take my chances with a shark. Now, you convince a shit that ain't even logical on one end, then we can get you on the other end. Now, the whole DC thing, and now you got the black dude thing, the crash, and now you got the Asian hate thing, and then they blame the crash of the black dude on the Nation of Islam and Louis and Farrakhan and them. What they doing is this right here. They're getting ready to justify this National Guard behavior and policing the fucking citizens. So they gotta demonize the white boy and the black boy now. So now the Nation of Islam is crashing cars in the shit for what purpose? They don't even got a backstory for that. They got the Asian hate thing going on where black men for some reason is just walking around beating up on Asian dudes. Why? They don't have a backstory. They ain't told us why. They ain't told us for not one reason. Not in one scenario do we have a reason why we just out the blue in 2021. Just now, all last year, white boys whooped the shit out of us. And we woke up this year mad at Asian dudes. Nobody gave us a reason. But it's all over the TV now. We beating up on Asian guys. And you got celebrities rocking with it. You got Rihanna, Queens, y'all listen to Rihanna. She at the goddamn pride, she at the carnival with the sign holding it at the march. No Asian hate. She got a sign dancing and shit. Bitch, you know ain't nobody bothering no fucking Asians. Why you there? You supporting it so it look like it's a real thing. And they're going to perpetuate it. Why? Because they about to up the ante on the citizens. And y'all so sleep, it's going to be easy for them. Because you believe any fucking thing they say. I seen some of y'all posting. Y'all literally are posting you anti-Asian hate. Like, if you niggas don't stop. I seen some of you Negroes on y'all page got the nerve to say you support the non-Asian hate movement. If you don't get the fuck out of here, what movement? There is no fucking Asian hate. I would support it too. I don't believe in fucking with no race. I don't give a fuck who you. I'm not even mad at white people like y'all. I'm mad at those white people, that particular group. But outside of that, I ain't mad at nobody. I'm here for the planet. Fuck all of y'all, to be honest with you. Take all of y'all, throw it in one basket and say heave ho. I'm here for the planet, baby. But ain't nobody hating on no fucking Asians. It don't even happen. It doesn't happen. Except for on the news with niggas that nobody know. Nobody know these niggas. Niggas' moms ain't stepping up like, hey, yeah, that's my son. Nothing. And if you look at it, you're going to see something. Now go do some homework and watch this. Go look at those Asian hate dudes and tell me why all of them got pink on. Why all of them got on a pink jacket or a pink hoodie or a pink t-shirt or something pink with their wardrobe. 3 in a row. Either 3 or 4 in a row of them attacks. The dude that hit the old lady out there, he had on a pink thing. The first dude had on a pink thing. Like 3 or 4 of them in a row got on pink something. Why? Just like when Donald Trump put all the Mexicans out the country. Remember that? All the Spanish people out the country. And y'all, he's a monster. He's a madman. And then I went and found the tour bus for y'all. Yeah, I went and got the pictures for y'all, the still shots of the Hispanic dudes with the colored wristbands on. I went and got the footage of the tear gas cans that you can get off the internet, the fake ones. I went and got the footage of the cameraman saying action, and then as soon as the camera come on, they start walking. But they just got off the fucking bus eating snacks. The little kids, they showed y'all all the kids, all the people, the Spanish people they said was walking to the border. Then we got close-up footage of the kids was clean with new sneakers on and brand new toys. Where the fuck you get brand new toys and brand new sneakers and you just got put out the fucking country? How the fuck you on a tour bus? They had bus loads. And didn't we catch the white man walking through the crowd passing out money to the people with the fucking wristbands on? So what's my point? This is the pink t-shirt. This is how, so they know it's them. You can't somebody hire you to do it. You hire somebody else to do it. They want to make sure it's you. So the reason why people are getting caught on camera doing it is on purpose. Fuck out of here. And they want you to look like idiots. We don't move like that. If it was an Asian hate movement and black folks was really on that, bro, they'd just start popping up dead if we was on that. That ain't no threat. What I'm saying is, this how we move. See, they got y'all convinced that all street shit is reckless. No, not necessarily. You go to certain cities, and you wouldn't believe how black men move on the underworld side. They run that shit like a real live corporation. Hits and all of that. So if it was really a problem with the black race and the Asian race on a global scale, bro, we'd just be getting it in all over the place and y'all wouldn't know until you knew. But you know how we play. Come on, man. You seen our work. We broad daylight y'all ass with them choppers. We ain't throwing no punches. If it's really a problem, you would start seeing black men jumping out of vehicles in broad daylight getting busy like it's the Wild West if we got a problem with you, bro, and y'all know this. So y'all fall for this. This is a game. You see niggas in the hood got a problem, them things spray. But we got a problem with Asian dudes and we punching now. The fuck out of here, man. It's not a real thing. None of this is. It's a fucking illusion. And that's the whole point. To get you caught up in it. And now, you got a fucking idiot sitting up there who can't even remember what the fuck he finna say to you. And you know why he keep putting him on TV? Because you don't give a fuck and you ain't gonna say shit. Like, how do we let him sit up there every night and only a couple people saying something? How is the whole world have not turned on this country? Like, what the fuck is y'all doing with us? How is this not enough to wake y'all up and make you care? If you could sit here and y'all could laugh with me and talk about how big of an idiot Joe Biden is, which he is, how you can't further the thought of taking the next step and ask yourself, why is he here? This is the most powerful nation on the planet. Why is Joe Biden at the head of it? Oh, let me guess. Because you believe he got voted in. Because you think the way the most powerful nation in the history of the planet got that way is by voting in strange white men every 4 years. And somewhere in your brain this makes sense to you. Don't make sense to me. Joe Biden is here for you to pay attention to Joe Biden. In the meantime, you're going to miss all kind of shit. A magician, anytime he's showing you something, he's doing something somewhere else. Anything over here is just to get you to look over here while he do this. That's what magic is. You only equate magicians with white boys who say that they're magicians. So unless I tell you I know magic, then you assume I don't know it. That's a huge assumption. Okay, well, I've never told you I know how to shoot a gun. So you could just assume I don't. I've never told you that I pay rent regularly. So you could just assume I don't. You see how dumb assumptions could get when they based off absolutely nothing? So then we should probably stop making assumptions about any fucking thing. You are a goddamn science project, a lab rat. We all are. What they do is put your ass in a fucking hamster cage and wait for you to get on the wheel and run. That's what this is all about. Get on the wheel and run. Joe Biden represents the ignorance of the American people. The fact that they could put something like that in front of us and actually convince us. They told us, they told y'all, they ain't tell us shit. I ain't taking this L with y'all. They told y'all that Joe Biden, Jim Crow Joe, got the most votes in American history. And you Negroes got on motherfucking social media and got the twerking and some more shit. Niggas actually twerked when Joe Biden won. You actually believe the same dude who went to that little gymnasium and only 6 people showed up, that same dude got the most popular votes in history. Of course he did. But they told you that. Why? And now fuck why they told you that. Why you accept it? Why didn't we go fucking crazy? Why didn't everybody take to their social media and all simultaneously say, okay, enough is enough, that's a lie? Why they tell it? Why they tell that lie? If we could see it's a blatant lie, why did they tell it? If they twerked, wouldn't it have been because Trump lost opposed to Biden winning? Unless it was a DJ outside and a sign up top that said annual twerk contest, I don't give a fuck why they did it, with all due respect, black man. When we gonna get tired of dancing for white folks, either way it go? That's more what I'm concerned with. Why are we twerking? This is a presidential thing. What does twerking have to do with anything? I just think it shows the ignorance of us politically. Because if we twerk for Trump getting out of there, or if we twerked for Biden coming in, my whole problem with this Trump versus Biden thing is this. Anytime you point out what you think is wrong with Trump, I can only assume that you're saying you think Biden or some other president is different. I'll give you a hypothetical, for instance. All through his presidency, when you ask black folks why they don't like Trump, the number one thing they say is because he's a racist. So with that statement alone, I would have to deduct that you think the other 47 motherfuckers wasn't. The other 46 before him wasn't. Or 44 before him? So if you're going to point out that Trump is a racist, then I have to assume that you think that the 44 presidents before him weren't racist. And since this is a system of white supremacy, I would have to assume that every president that ever sat in a seat of white supremacy is a white supremacist. So what the fuck we talking about Trump's a racist for? They're all racist. It's a system of racism. So everybody in there is going to be racist. So that's a... we shouldn't be... Yeah. That's really what I'm getting at, God. Like how we don't got a dog in that fight. Either way it go, ain't there one of them shit. At the end of the day, you can find things that you like about. I was into Trump personality. That shit was hilarious to me. And I'm an underdog guy. I like anybody that's going against popular thought. Trump went against popular thought a lot. I like that. I always know that whatever the side of right is typically not the side of popular thought when popular thought involves the media in this country. Now, I ain't talking about like popular thought that you shouldn't touch children, of course, or popular thought that you shouldn't be an asshole unnecessarily. I ain't talking about that, but you know, you get what I'm saying. So my biggest thing is you say Trump's a womanizer. I haven't met very many white men that aren't. With power or without. Now, that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I'm sure there's one or two somewhere, but for the most part, these are things that are time consuming and they're non-productive. Yes. Now, that group thing can work. That can work both ways, positive and negative. But whatever end of the spectrum we on, it has to be informational based. A lot of times we get emotionally based onto something. Yahoo Queen. We get emotionally attached to certain things, and then because when a certain thing hits our emotional center, then we lash out with an emotional response. I.e., you got these certain things that right away is going to strike a nerve. Barack Obama, Jesus, Dr. King. Y'all always hear me say that's the trifecta. You throw in rap music, those the four untouchables, goddammit. Those the four horsemen of the apocalypse for black folks. If you touch any of those four things, you're going to have a fucking problem convincing them that you ain't goddamn going to hell or some shit like that. But none of these stances are informationally based. I have yet to talk to someone that's a Christian, and when we get knee deep into the discussion of Christianity, they know the Bible. They rarely do. I get into a discussion with somebody or a debate with somebody about Dr. King, we get knee deep. They don't know shit about his past. Jesus, they don't know shit about him. You see what I'm saying? So it's these things we defend them, but we don't really know shit about. Okay, well, we know even less about politics. Now, these are things that we hold dear. Jesus and Dr. King, these are things that's kind of from our backyard, so we got a little rapport with them, and we don't know them very well. Okay, politics, we don't hardly know it all. But we knee deep with an opinion, ready to rabble-rouse and argue with each other, void of thought and research. So now, if we all can start getting just as interested in the information as we are the argument. Get just as interested in the information as you are the argument. You make for better arguments. And then maybe we can exchange more information. The so-called 85 are like sheep. And that's the biggest thing that we do the sheeple thing. And it's got no foundational base. Like, and it's rough too, because when you think of something as detrimental as like the voting thing, like we turned on each other, we lost loved ones, we parted with people that we have been with all our life, 20 years, 10-year relationships got severed over two white men that are both racist, and that's crazy. Because if you ain't outwardly racist, then you have to, I'll put it to you this way. The system is built on it. So as long as you uphold the system, you cannot clear your conscience of being a white supremacist or a racist. So that's where we all in folly at, thinking that anyone, no matter what their color is, anyone that upholds this secret is part of the system. Like, for instance, why ain't everybody, athletes, the shit that we be talking about up here, anywhere we can get into a conversation about hip-hop and get a lot of people to indulge in it. We can get into a conversation about sex, and a lot of people are entertained. Money, conversations about these things, a lot of people are entertained. But when we get to talking about this information, we can't get everybody to entertain that. There's a reason for that. Now, hold on. What you think about the United States getting Nazis who are war criminals, amnesty, and jobs in the government, and how many people, families today who are still from these families and still practice type of thinking okay, so now, see, the thing is this right here. That's a great question. The thing is this right here. What's a Nazi? I know what you mean. It's a rhetorical question. The reason why I say that is because we had dealt with something in here last week, and that's a good way to call attention to it. See, when we see names like how you said this, you say, what do you think about the United States getting Nazis who are war criminals amnesty and jobs in the government? Okay. In order for that to offend me, I would have to think that there's a difference between them and the Nazis. If you follow what I'm saying. See, we got Germans, Nazis, Israelites, Hebrews, Africans. Well, no, African ain't in there. Hebrews, Vikings, Europeans, Swedish, Dutch, Russian, Australian. You see all of these different things, and you think these are different races of white people. There's no such thing. What determines is your landmass and culture. So a white boy born in Russia is no different than one born in Germany, except for the cultural upbringing. That's the only thing separating them. So to answer your question, what I'm saying is this right here. Hitler was a Rothschild. Nazi Germany was backed by Prescott Bush, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the DuPonts. All of them families put the money up for Hitler in Nazi Germany. That's who funded him. So he was only an American utensil through the door. He was family. Now, there's two narratives with Hitler. Either he had done what was necessary for his purpose of the mission. That's one possibility. The other possibility, and this is the one I lean more towards sometimes, is the fact that he got offended and got into it with them. And that's more what I'm leaning towards, because I studied Hitler for a minute, and in a lot of those speeches, he was talking shit about America, and he was pointing out the Illuminati and all that shit and saying that they think they slick, trying to make him go against his country, and he finna bring that heat to their ass. He basically said he finna finish who he fucking up right now, and when he get done, he finna come see about that shit they was talking. I'm paraphrasing, but I went through some weeks on Hitler just watching his whole everything and studying him, because I know anything they tell you, my slogan is they never tell the truth. So if they made Hitler out as a demon, I want to know what's really to him. Kind of find out Barack Obama accomplished more than Hitler did. So if Hitler was a madman, Barack Obama is worse than Hitler. He killed more people. Now, so when they got rid of Hitler, the same people who pulled him up tore him down. Now, what Hitler received was bad intel. If you sum it up, you got war generals that advise you on war strategies. You tell them what you want to do, they tell you the best way to get it accomplished. Now, he went to war with Russia, and he tried to go to them. Any war general would have told him that was an asshole idea. It's too cold. They starved and froze to death on the way there. So by the time they got to the Russians just had to come through and slap them around. It was over with. They were starved, hungry, and fucking cold. So that was a setup. And then we know members inside of his cabinet were spying on him. So now, to really just nutshell your question, on a reality scale, I don't think nothing of it, because it's what they always do. They build up things and they tear them down, and then they shift the people. So when you built that army, you had advisors, his advisors. We need them. And he had the best science program on the planet. We need that. We paid for it. Shit. Come on with it. So after they tore down Nazi Germany and got rid of Hitler, which they never found the body, might we add. So that's another thing we need to keep into consideration. The body that they found later on, when forensics got better, they did a DNA test and the teeth didn't match. So that body that they initially said was Hitler's, that wasn't even his body. So it's a lot of speculation I ain't going to get into about what happened to Hitler, but I got some information on that too. So either way it go, they tore him down, they tore that regime down, and then they formulated what was called Operation Paperclip. They say it was 100 scientists, and they brought them to America. Now, if you know, they never tell the truth. So if they say it was 100, it was probably 200. So all of your top scientists since the late 1940s been here. That's your space program. That's your everything. And now if you look into education in America, if you trace education back and you really do your homework, you're going to run into some people called the Tavistock Institute. Now, the Tavistock Institute is who does education and curriculum in this country. Also was part of Operation Paperclip and came from the Nazi Germany thing. So your educational curriculum also come from Nazis. So it's when it's all said and done, it's not nothing new. It's what they always do. They build it up and tear it down. When they tear it down, they're tearing down the concept of what was built there. But a lot of those people we still can use. So they're gonna filter those people back into America. Where do you think? Okay, look at it this way. And I just found this out last year. I went to go meet somebody, right? And I was on the west side and I was outside waiting for them to come outside. I got there early because I was already on that side of town. So I was already under the impression I was going to have to wait about 15, 20 minutes. Cool. I roll up, do me. For that 20 minutes, I saw 4, 5 cars pass, 3, 4 families going in. It was the summertime. Everybody I seen was Middle Eastern. And then I looked around and realized all I see is nice ass motherfucking cars and Middle Eastern families. And oh, no bullshit. Somebody got their front window wide open with the big screen and all that there. Walk across the front room, Middle Eastern. Okay, so this is a community where they've taken and put all the... Now, what's my point? Who they been bombing for the last 20 years? The Middle East. So when they banging on them countries and restructuring them, they taking them people, filtering them back into America. Why? Because those people, when you go across, those be your scientists. We already know they got the gas stations on lock, but you got to make the connection. How come all Middle Eastern people run gas stations? Because the oil comes from the Middle East. That's where we hijacking it from. That's why we conquered the Middle East. It wasn't no fucking terrorism. We want their oil. We wanted oil. 9/11 was about oil and opium. Kuwait was the number 2 place on the planet for opium. Keep in mind what Obama did when he came in. He ran his campaign on saying he was going to bring the troops home. And then when he came home, when he got in office, he brought all the troops home except for what? 50,000. Where did he leave the 50,000? In Kuwait. What's Kuwait? The number 2 place for poppy, heroin. So Obama left the military to guard the fucking heroin fields. True story. Now, what's happened since the Kuwait incident? The production in heroin has catapulted 10 times what it was when the war on terror stopped Saddam Hussein. So if we waged war on terror in the Middle East because Saddam was so evil, and after we got rid of him and destroyed his country, the opium got worse and started producing 10 times more than what it did. So that means he wasn't producing at the rate or the price that we wanted. And why should we pay if we could take it? That's what 9/11 was about. Not no fucking towers and all of this bullshit. They're fucking lying to you. They're fucking lying to you. Afghanistan. I thought it was Kuwait. Double check that. If I'm wrong, then I apologize. I thought it was Kuwait though. Double check that. Whoever was producing the most poppy at the time. But if I'm wrong, then I apologize. But it was one of them places. Now, the whole thing is this right here though. The point I'm just simply trying to make is, this is what they do. You can't have drugs that make the drug trade make trillions of dollars per day. And if we don't participate, whoever does will run the world. You understand that, right? If drug lords, the ones y'all see on TV, if those guys really completely control the drug trade, they would overthrow governments. The reason why they don't overthrow governments is because they work for them. That's what the Pablo Escobar shit was all about. Pablo Escobar was the last one to do his own thing. And then the other dude came up and they got rid of his ass, El Chapo. El Chapo took over after the smoke cleared. He rose up out of that deal that the government made when they got rid of the other cartels, turned on Pablo, and then they helped the government hunt Pablo down. The United States jumped in it too. They knocked Pablo's head off, and then they made sanctions to all the other cartels and cut deals. Now, El Chapo came from up under that and wasn't working with their ass. Fuck y'all. And took over that bitch. Hostile takeover. So the government had to get involved again, like they did with Chapo. I mean, with y'all know who I'm talking about. Same thing. Governments are drug dealers. Because if they wasn't, they wouldn't be able to maintain. You can't, drugs make too much money. If a government don't take control of the drug trade, they'll be out of there. They always show you in the movies that the mafia control the government. The mafia is Catholic. So how'd they get here? I told you this country is ran by two things, Greece and Rome. Where'd the mafia come from? Rome. Rome is Italy. Roman Catholic. They got the same religion as the Pope. So who the fuck brought them here? The Pope. The movie is a lie. The Vatican brought them here. Why? To control the streets and take the streets from your black ass. The mafia was brought here to stop you. Get everything that you were supposed to get. They came 20 years after you. After they released you 20 years later, the mafia was here. If that long. Probably not that long. Everything is about you. Now you got this slow ass dude in here talking to y'all. And the reason why you just said it, the corporate scandemic, it's all a game. You just got to think about it. Because you look at the shit at the border. Look how fucked up it is. And here's the thing. We can't get into this game because the news will show you, look what Biden's doing to all these people at the border. Look how horrible the conditions are. Bro, that's illegal. You got people contained and it's allegations of bad things happening to children. And the news is showing you, and they're saying the Biden administration won't let us in to take a look. How the fuck can he do that? And the news is reporting on it. So it's actually happened. Nobody has stepped in. United Nations ain't said nothing. No other country is pissed off that we just got hostages at the border. South America ain't said shit. Mexico talking about we don't want the people back. We got your people hostage at the border and you don't want them back. This is not a thing. If it's two things. If they got hostages at the border and they showing you footage of it, they're all in on it. There is no two sides is the thing that we need just to understand after tonight. Of course, they let, and we don't even, and that's another thing too. We don't even know if they letting immigrants in. We don't know nothing but what they tell us. I'm not saying they ain't, and I'm not saying they are. What I'm saying is it's all just conversation. Remember, the name of the game is to keep you never comfortable. So every time one issue die down, another one's going to pop up. You're never going to get a full 60 days without an issue because that would give you time to think. The news dictates what you think. So every night they have to tell you what you should be thinking. That's the purpose of the news and all of these ads and all these things is to tell you what you should be thinking. So now what's the new thing? Voter suppression. So now we're going through this whole thing about voter suppression. But it's fake. We sat there and watched all this shit with the ballots and all of this weird shit going on. We seen it. We seen the old black lady go in the back with her camera and show us all of the ballots that wasn't did right. We seen it. But nobody went to jail. And what happened to that black lady? Nobody talks about it no more. Nobody went to jail. We seen all kind of fishy stiff shit. We seen boxes with ballots that hadn't been turned in. We seen it. Or at least we thought we did. We don't know what was in the boxes. We just seen boxes. And if it was really ballots that was illegally not turned in or turned in late, and we got the footage right there, how nobody went to jail? How did people really get on the news and argue, this is not true? One side, this is not true. The other side, I can't believe that America is actually going to let this happen. Two sides. And nobody went to jail. But you lost your job. You lost your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your best friend, your homie, whatever the fuck. You cut severed ties and lost employment. And you was just a spectator. But the guilty people, nobody went to jail. This is what I'm saying to y'all. So how is this a real thing? We caught this man right before he goes into the White House. The whole internet goes rampant with footage of his son smoking crack with underage girls on the internet, giggling and shit, butt naked. The shit goes viral. How does he get in office? This is underage. This is is anybody locked up because of this? No. No. Nobody's nothing. And what about the babies? All the babies. Nothing. Nobody talks about it no more. What happened to all the babies? They was capturing babies and all this shit. Okay, Donald Trump. Why he ain't from the side screaming? What about the babies? The Pelosi laptop. What did we find on it? Did we get anything off of it? We had the Hillary laptop. We seen footage of this bitch eating somebody's face off. She free. We got emails of Obama ordering boys. He just put a book out. These ain't speculations. We got the footage of John Podesta setting a little boy on fire in a fucking shower. Is anybody locked up? Now this begs me the question. They knew wasn't nobody gonna get locked up, so why did they show us the footage? Because this is a fucking movie. And in a movie you need clues and suspects. And the good guys gotta run around for hours accomplishing absolutely nothing. That's what makes for the movie. Nobody went to jail. Nobody. We had the not fucking around crew. 1,000 black men and women gunned up, talking tough. And they said that they was the Hebrew Israelites. But we not though. So where'd that come from? It suits your agenda to think that. But nobody's proven that concrete yet. We still debating that. You got a school of thought to say we are. You got a school of thought to say we ain't. If you ask one person's opinion, they're going to say this right. You ask somebody opinion, they're going to say this right. And then, yeah, everybody was supposed to be on house arrest and all this type of shit. Motherfucker free writing books. Tom Hanks supposed to be running for his life. This motherfucker got a Netflix special out. Nobody went to jail. Nothing happened to nobody. None of the bad guys in that scenario All we keep hearing is more clues. QAnon still running their mouth. And ain't nobody going to jail. And can't nobody prove nothing. None of this shit y'all say has anybody proven any of it. None of the shit Trump told us has he proven any of it. Where the fuck is he? What about the watermark ballots? Remember that? He said he had watermark ballots and they was never going to get away with it. That bitch been gone. He been gone. He gone. He gone. He baby daddy old child support gone. That nigga gone. He lied. They all fucking lied. But it's not that. We shouldn't be that surprised. They always lie. The question is, why? What was the purpose of the lie? What was really going on? And that's what nobody wants to deal with. Get the fuck out of your emotions. Stop caring about what you think. Sit back. Do a real evaluation. Lay all the information out. And reach an intellectual conclusion that doesn't involve your emotions. What really happened and what the fuck did we just see? You got to come up with something better than Trump bad, Biden good. What the fuck? That's what you got out of the last down there 2 years. Trump bad, Biden good. All of this shit we done seen. And that's what you got. Get your ass back to the fucking drawing board. Cause that don't give me nothing. I can't do nothing with that. They're all part of a clique. That clique would rather die than give you anything. Not one Hollywood actor gives a flying fuck if you stop sharing oxygen with them right now at this very moment. The only thing they care about is if they drop a movie, your ass should go. That's it. Nobody really cares. And in their defense, this system was designed for you not to care. What do they tell you? They tell you, we actually say, nice guys finish last. Think about that. That's a common thought that we all say. And now we even got our females brainwashed to, they don't want anyone nice. Think about that. The females say, I want a bad boy. I don't want no good guy. Think about that. Of course, it makes sense in your mind, but do that really make sense? You desire somebody bad. You don't want nobody good. Do something too much for you, say he too nice. I'll run all over him. Why? Why is that a temptation for somebody that's too nice? Why don't you look at the niceness, appreciate it, and say, damn, I never had nobody go this hard for me? Because we prefer toxicity. Why? Because we condition like that. Why? Because that's what our master into. All roads lead to the fact that you are a prisoner of war. And until you're ready to jump in that rabbit hole and see what's in it, none of else is going to matter. Neely Fuller said, if you don't understand global white supremacy and all that it entails, then everything that you think you know will only confuse you. They control all 9 areas of existence. Sex, entertainment, law, literature, politics, economics, war, education, religion. That's every aspect of your existence. Now you show me which one of them that they don't have complete control of. They even tell you what to think every day. You don't realize it, but you wake up already programmed what you going to do. You going to get up, smoke weed, listen to rap music, go to work, come home, and shut the fuck up. The end. Now, there's a couple of variations to that, but not really much. What you're not going to do is anything that would disrupt the flow of what they already got set up. They know for a fact you're not going to do that. because they designed it for you not to. So you don't have a revolutionary nothing. And if you find yourself waking up with a revolutionary thought, that's all it is. It's just a thought. You're not going to act on it. Because you don't understand why you should. Because Massa didn't say so. Massa didn't say it was time to fight. That's how it be. We got to pay attention to what's really going on. This is a show that they're putting on for us, and we need to be watching. Right now, we really don't have a dog in none of these fights. We just keep implementing ourselves in shit that don't got nothing to do with us and saying they throw us in. If we start ignoring everything that they say black people are supposed to get involved in a minute they'll stop fucking talking to us. Until we realize that the only agenda that's going to be worth anything is the one that we collectively come up with. We will not be able to marinate in their system, work on individuality, care about only our families, and then succeed. Because then I would have to ask you what is success. Because if success is a nice house, nice car, nice bank account, and being able to do what it is you want, then you're going to be a fucking failure, because that's not success. If success is understanding that you have woke up into a state of being a prisoner of war, your freedom, your land, and your motherfucking thinking capabilities have been hijacked. And the only way that you will ever find any real peace or substance on this planet is to confront those who have offended you and be willing to goddamn it get it the same way they got it. If you don't wake up thinking like that ever, then you will come and you will perish and you will have been nothing and you will be back. Just that simple. This is war. You better get involved. Knowledge is the only real power. Information is the only real currency. We all are black rose. I love y'all. I'm gone.